Sending data now. All right, guys, if you could see this, welcome. I don't know why this was so screwed up before. We got a good connection here. There we go. Okay. It looks like we're live. Hello, Ghoul World Order. Hello, Connor Halligan. Sorry about the wait, you guys. This was giving me some screw up on the back end here. But welcome to the stream. Glad you guys could make it. I hope y'all can hear me. If there's any video or sound issues, please let me know. Man, it's good to see you guys. It has been far too long since I have done a stream, but I figured now is the time to jump in feet first and get it going again. I've been hanging out, keeping good. Hopefully all you guys are good. Jared Johnson, welcome to the stream. Hopefully everybody is good, man. Video and sound looks great. Thank you, Connor. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Hope everybody is staying safe out there. I've been cooped up in here for forever, it seems like. But that's been okay. You know, I like being at home. I'm kind of made for this kind of stuff, you know. So that's pretty good for me, I think. I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to play with, a lot of movies to watch, a lot of TV shows to watch, all that kind of fun stuff. A lot of art to do. I thought today would be a fun day to do some pen and ink stuff. As you can see, I've been doing some penciled sketches here earlier today and yesterday. Just some like little spot illustrations type things. I've been playing Call of Cthulhu online, so I'm in that very noir pulp detective of the 20s kind of style, but thought that would be cool. Ghoul World Order, I know you guys aren't spreading the T virus. You're good, man. All right. So let's do a couple warm-up sketches here first. Just to get in the drawing mood. So if you guys want to holler out a couple of suggestions for me, I'll draw some stuff just to get kind of warmed up, get started, get ready to go, and then we can get into doing some spot illustration, some pen and ink stuff. So give me a holler. What do you want to see? What do you want me to draw? I'll do whatever, man. I don't know if you guys, how old any of you are, but I don't know if you remember from like the 90s when AOL was a thing. They used to have chat rooms like Ask Female Anything or like Ask a Politician Anything or whatever. So this is Ask Artist Anything. So we'll go from there. Okay, we got Connor, Grim Reaper Scythe, and Ghoul World Order, a portrait of you. I can do both, man. I can combine them both into one drawing. So we can do the Ghoul World Order holding the Reaper Scythe. Just a quickie warm-up sketch. Let me bring up a quick one. Let me log on to Facebook. And I will bring up a picture of you. And thanks for sharing the post, man. Much appreciated. And I assume you want you as a zombie. We can do that. I'm perusing your Facebook pics, man. I'm looking for a good one. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Yeah, there's a couple of good ones here on your the Ghoul World Order Facebook. So we'll get you. Okay, there we go. Again, quick sketch. Don't expect anything too crazy or too good. And we'll give you with the Reaper scythe too. So you guys know how I work, or maybe you don't. I don't know, but I always start out with like just simple shapes. It's the easiest way to just get in the mood. Got to get in the right mood for this kind of stuff. And then for the Reaper scythe, we're going to do... what are we going to do? We'll do it over the top here. So Connor, I imagine that the Grim Reaper himself has a super long scythe. And then I'm not bringing up any pictures of scythes. I'm just hoping I know what one looks like. There we go. And let's add a little bit of the blade. Blade on the inside right there. I'm sure that people in the world still use scythes for things like sowing grass and whatever, but I have never actually seen anybody do that, like in real life. Anytime I see a scythe hanging out, my first thought is the Reaper. All right, cool. We'll do a hand there. Got to get your Buzzkiller flannel going. So we'll do that. Now let's start in on the face here. Got to make sure we get all that eye damage. Or I guess cheek damage. Jared agreed. Love it. I haven't seen that one in a while. I'm going to have to rewatch that, The Frighteners. You know, I totally understand why he's not in movies currently because of his health, but I miss Michael J. Fox a lot. Like, he was such a good... I don't know. Just everything about the guy I liked. The various movies he was in, the way he'd act, the roles he took. It was all really, really good. Wish he'd be in more movies. Wish more movies like The Frighteners would come out, you know? Like a horror movie that's original. It's a lot of fun. I like that. So I miss that kind of stuff, man. But good pick. That'd be a good one to revisit. I hear you, Buzzkiller. That's again, it's like there's no justice in the world. It's so sad, you know. It's sad when it happens to virtually anybody, but someone like Michael J. Fox, who I don't know, he was involved with a lot of like nonprofits and stuff like that. Just overall, like a seemed like a good guy. Did not deserve, or doesn't currently deserve, to have to deal with that. Life's hard enough as it is, you know. But I don't want to bring everybody down on the stream. You know, sorry, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the mood with, you know, the world on fire currently, but I don't know. I don't want to succumb to melodrama, you know. But Frighteners, excellent fright flick. Speaking of fright movies and zombies, I've been trying to track down a movie. It was a zombie movie that was filmed in, I think, Beaver County in the 80s. Beaver County, Pennsylvania, being the next county over from where I am currently in Butler County. So more towards the Ohio border. But yeah, it was on B Movie TV there for a while. They showed it once. I caught the end of it, and they were talking about like the outbreaks hit Coriopolis, and they're name dropping all these, you know, all the local areas, and I need to find out what that was. It wasn't like a Romero movie or anything like that. It was definitely a like an 80s kind of schlocky movie. Pretty cool, low budget, but yeah, I need to track that down. Definitely. All right. I remember now why I don't do too many portraits. I'm not super good at making people look like themselves. I'm actually pretty bad at it. Barely. Oh, shoot. Ah, well, guys, it's a warm up sketch, you know. But that's all good. Oh, he was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh, that's awesome. I've actually never watched an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And that's something I need to rectify. I like Larry David. I like him in just about everything he's in. But yeah, never watched that. There's so many things that I have yet to see. You know, I mean, say what you will about all this quarantining and stuff that we're doing, but I think that's one good thing about it is like, um, I have a lot more time to watch some movies I've never seen before, or some old favorites to catch up on, which is nice. Although I do miss going to like Kung Fu a lot, getting out. But yeah, the extra time is it's definitely a thing, man. You gotta make lemon from lemonade, right? Or yeah, okay, good. You gotta make lemons from lemonade, guys. Gotta make you know, lemonade from lemons. Although I like lemons, I just eat them straight. All right, cool, cool, cool. We're warming up here. Just getting into it. Got that Reaper scythe. And there we go. Okay. Let's make sure I'm still in frame. Yeah, more or less. All right, what else do you guys want to see? Give me something else. Just I need a quickie warm up here. And we'll keep on moving with this. Hello, Talon Godin. welcome to the stream. Thanks for chiming in, and thanks. Glad you think it looks good, man. I always like to, before I get into a good drawing, yeah. Apparently speaking is something I can't do today. Before I get into any drawing, I do like to just do some like quickies just to like warm up, get ready. It kind of keeps me loose. Like you see with these, I don't like to get too crazy with it. You know, too precise. Just nice and loose. Keep it real, just flowing, and that kind of just helps me to get just, I don't know, get prepped, get ready. You know, getting that sweet drawing mood. All right, let's do something else here. There you go. There is Buzzkiller Talking Zombie from Western Pennsylvania with the Reaper Scythe. So let's move on to something else here. Michael J. Fox with Team... Okay, a drawing of Hell and Michael J. Fox from Team Wolf. Or Teen Wolf. God, I cannot speak. And, oh, thanks, School World Order. I'll shoot you a PM and I'll get a quickie scan of that for you, too, and I'll send it your way. But, thank you very much, man. Let's move on, and, I will do Michael J. Fox from Teen Wolf in Hell. Let me pull this out, actually, for you, so I remember to do it. I feel like from the previous times I've been streaming, whenever I do so, I get very, like, I don't know. There's a lot said in the stream, and I kind of forget a little bit. So I'm going to set this aside, and Buzzkiller, I'll shoot you a PM like on Facebook or something later, or a DM, and we can work it out, all right? But I'm going to toss that just to make sure I remember to do it, and that'll be good. I'm glad you guys like it. Let's see here. Talon, I actually couldn't agree more. It's so weird, right? Like, and let me get started here. When I had never like video chatted with my niece and nephew. I had never played like a game of D&D online or Call of Cthulhu online before, until this all started, and then it kind of forced my hand. And it's like, why did I wait so long for that? I always talk about how I want to play more games, how I want to see my niece and nephew more often, right? But I never thought like, oh, I should just video chat with them, or I should just figure out a way to do stuff online and that. So yeah, and in a weird way, it's like this has kind of been, I'm not going to say a good thing. I don't think that the quarantining and all that is a good thing, but at the same time, it did make me get out of my comfort zone in a way to do things that I want to do, to make them priorities. And that's a good thing, you know, because I will probably now play Call of Cthulhu online more frequently. I will probably video chat with my niece and nephew more frequently. And those are all good things, man. Dunking on a demon. Oh, I like that. Jared. Okay. We're gonna start over. Because I love that idea. I love that idea. Okay. Dunking on a demon. I love it. So let me bring up a picture of Teen Wolf. And I know I'm going to get all the MTV Teen Wolves here in the Google image search. Yep. Oh, look at those pretty people. There we go. MJ Fox Teen Wolf. He's got that beard. That sick beard. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do Hell's Basketball Court. Loosey goosey. So let's have this will be the hoop, right? Right there we got the hoop. And then we got the backboard here. I'm sure that has a real name, but I know as much about various sports as I know about neuroscience, which is to say very little. And let's make it's got to be like a demonic hoop, right? It has to be. Like with the eyes there. And then even the ring, even the hoop itself, right? It's got to have like spikes coming off of it. This thing with some horns up top. Like I don't know, crazy looking mouth here. I don't know. I'm just trying to think, what does Hell's basketball court look like? Probably not this cool. Like, this is like metal, right? And even the hoop itself. A lot of spikes. I imagine like a cool metal album cover Hell. A lot of spikes. And Lord knows I don't want to draw it in there in a quickie warm-up sketch, but you know this basketball hoop is one of those ones that the net's made of chains. Oh, yeah. And then we got it up. It's Teen Wolf. All right, let's get this pose in. So he's setting up that dunk. I don't know what people dunking a basketball looks like. So I don't know, man. I'm going with what I got. Sports, it's a huge blind spot for me. The net made of human flesh, Connor. This is why I keep you around, buddy. This is why I pay you the big bucks. Because that's genius. That's genius. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, it's got to be stitched together like Frankenstein style flesh. And then, like, let's make, like, this patch here. It has, like, a human ear on it. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe, like, chunks of, like, a face in there. I don't know. We'll do, like, this part here. We'll hang it down. It's got, like, an eyeball still in it. Oh. This guy's got a front row seat to J. Fox Duncan. Yes. So yeah, and just like strips of like rotty, gross flesh. I love it. I love it. You know what's nice about Hell is they use all parts of the human. There's no waste. So after the demons start eating, it's like, let's make a hoop. Let's shoot it. Nice, Connor. That's awesome. So is that a collage? Or do you mean college or collage at the end? Just make sure you didn't, if there was a misspelling. But if it's a collage, that's awesome. Okay, so let's get Teen Wolf. Dunking. Yeah. There he goes. Oh. All right, it's J. Fox. He's got that nice widow's peak in there, all the hair on top. It's going to be flying off the back. Beauty. And again, keeping it loosey-goosey here for this. Give him that prosthetic nose, that wolf nose. Teen Wolf's such an awesome movie. That determined expression, yeah. He might be going through werewolf puberty, but man, he knows how to dunk a basketball. There we go. And then that sweet, sick beard he's got. Jealous. Okay. Good deal, good deal. College work. Okay, cool, man. Well, that's awesome. Drawings of Hell. That sounds like right up my alley, dude. That's great. What's your vision of hell? Because everybody's got a different one. Like, is it like pools of lava and rotting flesh? Is it like a cold wasteland of bureaucracy? You know, like what kind of hell is what is your hell? Okay, and J Fox is 42. I wonder if that's a Hitchhiker's Guide reference or not with this movie. Who knows? And let's get those teeny tiny little shorts on them. It's the 80s shorts. And the hair. Can't forget that hair. And the shoes. Hell is a world of total slavery. Yeah, I could see hell being that. That sucks. That would be awful. I don't know. Does this look like he's dunking? I don't know. I don't know. Best not to think too much about it. Just kind of blah in a hand. Get those claws. There we go. And then we're going to draw some demon down here. Some hellish abomination. It's like, oh crap, I can't believe it. Dunk it on me. Wasteland full of demons, man. That's like kind of awesome to me. Like I would never want to go there, but I want to see pictures of it. This demon guy's got like spiky bits. We'll do. Let's make his head have some horns, like old school classic-y demons. Let's get weird with it too, right? Let's give him like a pig snout up front. There's his eyes. Maybe he's got like another head sewn on the back of his own head. I don't know. Some dude's face is like, oh, God. I don't know, man. Demons, right? They're weird. So you swapped to Twitch and YouTube. That's why I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, sorry. I've been haven't been streaming. This is the first time in like years I've streamed. But yeah, Twitch and YouTube for now. Mixer, I need a new streaming key to sign up for that. But welcome to the stream. Boom, and then let's have like there's all these mountains in the back. I don't know. Volcanoes and stuff. Streams of lava, streams of human souls. Oh man. Demon 666. Okay, cool warm up. Michael J. Fox from Team Wolf dunking on a demon in hell. Just a quickie, just to get us all started. Nerd Hollow, hello. How are you? And welcome to the stream, man. And thank you for the kind words. All right, guys. I feel nice. I feel warmed up. I think I'm ready to get into like the main drawing of the day. To recap for anybody showing up, I just did a couple of quickie warm-ups. Here's Buzz Killer, talking zombie from Western Pennsylvania, holding the Reaper Scythe. And then here is Michael J. Fox from Teen Wolf, playing basketball in hell, and he's dunking on a demon. So just some quickies, like boom, boom, boom. Get them together. Here we go. Sorry, I need to see what I'm doing. Just a couple of just boom, boom, boom quicks. And so let's get into some main drawings here. I'd like to do some inking today. I am a fan. I've been trying to do a lot more traditional inking, that is, with like the Crow Quill brush. So we can get into that. Or the Crow Quill pen, the brush and ink. And then I also use these I've switched over to. They're the Copic Multiliner SPs, which are super nice. This one, for instance, is the 03. So you got that, like, I don't know if you can even see it, that tiny little tip at the end. And what's great about these, and I've already done it, is they're completely refillable. You can buy more of these cartridges to get fresh ink and change out the nibs as well. So we're going to use those tools today, and we're going to get into doing a couple smaller illustrations. This is one that you might have seen on Instagram, this little occult detective guy here. But just some like little spot illustrations like that we can do. I'd like to get some stock art up on like DriveThruRPG and stuff like that. So, you know, just like little things. These are 4-inch cards. So some smaller stuff like that. So let me get the tools out that we're going to use and some paper, and we'll get right into it. Let me check the chat here. Bob Ross's son. I wish. I wish. All right, Ghoul World Order. Hell yeah, right on. Nerd Hollow, Conan art. You know I love my Conan. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do some a little bit of fantasy stuff today. I figure if I get into some spot illustrations, we can do a couple things faster, if that makes sense, rather than one big old drawing. So yeah, maybe we'll get into some fantasy art today. Maybe we'll get into some like Cthulhu noir-y stuff. Maybe we'll do a sci-fi piece, cover all our bases, and then that way I have a little bit of stock art. Hanging out with you guys too is always a treat. Some of my favorite stuff. So let me get out, I like these little artist tiles, the Strathmore artist tiles. Strathmore is the company I use for all my Bristol. I don't know why, I just like it a lot. It's got a good weight too, and as you can see, it's a nice heavier Bristol. The weird thing about some of the things in this pack, like this one, if you're going by the lines off of my grid, is 4 inches by 4 inches. This one that I pulled out the other day, you can see that I don't know what happened up there. Somebody made a mistake. I don't know. Doom Guy and Isabella from Animal Crossing. I'm trying to think, like, Doom Guy is awesome, number one. I don't know much about Animal Crossing. I know the new game just came out. But the way you phrase that, Doom Guy and Isabella from Animal Crossing, my initial reaction was, is Doom Guy in Animal Crossing? Because that would be great. They should totally put Doom Guy in Animal Crossing. All right, guys, we can get started here with our little spots. And normally what I do when I do these is, generally speaking, I'll sketch it out first and then go in with the inks. So are you guys anybody out there into Cthulhu stuff? Or we could start with a Conan-y type thing, I think would be cool. Some little like Hyborian Age spot illustration. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go right into fantasy. I think that would be good to do. I don't know. Do we want to do Conan himself? He has a very distinct look to him. Doom guy fishing with Isabel. That's fun. I like that. I like that idea. I like the concept of Doom guy in like just a relaxed environment, like kicking back, reading a book, you know, getting his groceries, farming. That's good stuff. Yeah, let's do a little fantasy type thing here. Nothing too complicated, but we could have like maybe like some kind of warrior, some kind of animal, some kind of fight. Let me think. Maybe just a nice little lion attack, something like that. How about we do a warrior here, like after the battle? Like the aftermath, right? So what I'm going to do, as always, I'm just kind of roughing stuff in. And I kind of want to make this dude look like, this Conan-esque guy here, look like he's just killed like 30 dudes with an axe. And damn is he tired. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I chop wood for 5 minutes and I'm beat. But I can't imagine what it would be like to just like wail on like a whole platoon of guys with a hand axe for however long that takes. Like, you would be tired. You would need like a glass of whiskey and a nap when that's all done. Let's give him an axe. I like axes. I like warrior guys with axes. Swords are a little, you know, I love swords, but I see a lot of sword art out there. So I like seeing axes every now and again. Give him the long Conan-y hair. The grim look on his face. If you guys want me to zoom in any closer on this drawing too, let me know and I can do so. And we're going to have everything very shadowed. I kind of like I want the light to kind of be coming from maybe like almost above him, maybe off to the right a little bit. So we're going to say that's our light source there. Putting in a fence. Ugh. I don't doubt that would be brutal. There we go. He's kind of going to be hunched a little bit. We'll give kind of like the wide belt here. Yeah, I don't know how Conan does it, man. Like, whew. He's always fighting like lions and bears and giant spiders and all kind of crap. And it's like, man, no wonder he's in such good shape. Let's get those shoulders a little beefier. And again, just roughing it in here. So let's do... kind of like that loinclothy bit. Let's add a little bits and bobs. The devil's in the details, as they say. So like, we're going to add like a bracelet here. We're going to add like a full bracer on the other side. Armband here. Maybe on this side, he was just in a battle. He's got like a pauldron. When doing like barbarians and like guys that are kind of chaotic, a little more wild, I think that asymmetry is the way to go, right? It's like visual shorthand. You know, so he's got a pauldron here. We'll make the strap that kind of goes across right there. Yeah, so it's like he doesn't look like he's in some kind of a big, well-maintained army or anything like that. He's just like whatever kind of armor he's grabbed, he's put on. That gives me that chaos impression. And then maybe in this hand here, he's got like... he could be leaning on the edges of a shield. The clavicle. And we'll add some cuts and bruises on him here. Coming up. But yeah, I like... the pose is pretty good. He's like, just hunched over. And then behind him... give him a wide stance down here. We're not going to really worry too much about the legs. They're just probably going to be just black. But we are going to worry about that shield here all dented up. Or whatever. And then behind him we'll do like this. And we're not going to worry too much about this. It's going to be mostly black, but around the back here where there's less detail, we can do like just the outline of guys. You know, there's heads there, stuff like that. Not worried about the details, just the generic sort of things. And we'll put some like spears, some broken sword hilts, stuff like that kind of sticking out of the ground. Pardon me. My Hero Academia inspired. Cool. Yeah, I've only watched a couple of episodes of that. I'm still at where they're in essentially the academy, and what's his name? Deku, the main dude. They just did their first like trial run, and I don't know the character names. Forget me, but he's teamed up with the girl. I like it. I do like it so far. But that's awesome, man. And then, yeah, the Conan trades. Yep. The Marvel Conan stuff has been just amazing lately. I've really liked it. I like Jason Aaron on Thor. I love him in Conan. I'm glad Jim Zub's now going into it. Okay, some like birdies up there. So the buzzards are coming in. All right, good deal. Is that in focus enough for you guys? Like I said, I can zoom it in a little bit more if needs be. All right, cool. And then maybe some smoke here. There's always smoke and mist like battlefields. All right, let's get into the inking part of this teeny tiny little thing. So I am currently been using, the Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star ink. This is a matte ink. So I kind of like it that it doesn't have a lot of shine to it, which is good. You know, some people, some places shine, but not this ink, which is good. And keep this little scratch paper here to kind of start on. Oh, thanks, Bee Killer. Oh, that would be cool if they collaborated with the Doom. That would be great. That would be really funny, actually. I think it's cool that you have a game that's like very chill, like Animal Crossing, and you have a game that's very intense, like Doom, and you have fans of both, like fans that like both things simultaneously. You know, you don't have to just pick like, oh, I really like just take me away to with your whimsy Animal Crossing, or I like the extreme stuff with Doom. Like, you can like both things, and I think that's awesome. And I think the publishers would be smart to recognize that. I'm just going to go right out of the bottle here, because you need to dunk this so it fills up to the little hollow. And then sometimes it can be a little finicky until you get it going. There we go. That's a little better. So usually when inking with a crow quill, or nib as they call it, it's good to kind of get a little line started, a little dot, and then you can pull it, they always say. I'm not super good at this. Pushing lines. I don't know too much about how it all works. I just know how I do it. And I like to do it where I kind of get a little dot and then just I can just give a nice quick little stroke to it there. So, in keeping with the light up here, we're going to keep this side of his face shadowed, and we're going to keep this section of the hair kind of shadowed too. We're going to make his hair look kind of lank and pulled down, like it's all soaked with sweat and grime and gross and disgusting. All my favorite things. You just start adding that in, and I think the ink really pulls the image out. It really helps that pencil work come to life. Inking in comic books was usually done out of necessity. In the past, it was always like hard to photograph like just pencil, so they'd have to go to those stark black inks, use a giant thing called a stat cam. It's like a room-sized camera essentially that it only viewed black and it only viewed white. That's it. Any image was turned into black and white, so you needed that high contrast just to be able to see the work here. So we're going to shade kind of under his nose. We're going to add in a little mouth there, like that. And then these cheeks area here, definitely going to be shadowed in. Let's give him a big old manly chin. Let's do the other eye area here. The shadows again going this way. It's a good start for now. Ba, 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 ba. Let me work on the... I'm looking at my feed here, and it's looking a little bit fuzzy to me. So I'm going to zoom in here for you guys. If this looks too crazy, let me know. If this looks bad. So I'm going to... Let's see here. Configure the video. Bingo, bango. A little more. Oh, that's bad. Think. Let me actually bring up the webcam software and let's go from there. There's my phone. Wish I could get to focus right here. It's about as good as it's going to look, guys. It's about as good as I think I'm going to be able to get it. But hopefully that's in a little further. You can see a little better what I'm doing here. So if it's out of focus, I can always I don't know, try something else. If it's too bad. So let's see here. Let me catch up in the chat. Nerd Hollow, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I love inking like that. I don't know. There's something about it it's like soothing to me. I love the way the art looks in that style. So I'm glad you're digging it, man. And Roll20, I actually just used it for the first time to play a game last Sunday. So it's funny you mentioned that. It took me a minute to get used to it, but now that I have done it, I really like it. So I would recommend it, honestly. I would definitely give it a try. And yeah, there's nothing better, I feel, for creativity than like drawing in D&D. To me has always gone hand in hand. Like I draw something and I'm like, dude, I want to play D&D so bad. I want to like make this my character. I want to write this story. And then you play and you're like, I want to draw the adventures that just happened. So it works really well in that regard. So good luck. I hope it all works out for you. Let's work on this pauldron here. We're going to kind of give a little bit of a metal look to this. Went in our little spiky bits. Just nice and quick. There we go. Oop. All right, cool. So let's work on the arms here. Ah. Come on, Crow Quill. Here we go here. Hi, Shell. How are you today? And hi, Vic. How are you, buddy? I bet you're getting big by now, man. Good to see you. Good to see both of you. If Mike's there too, I say hi to him also. All right, we can kind of add that in there. Now we can kind of determine how much we want to add in the darks here on the side. Like how black do we want the edges to be? How much shadow do we want? It's always a question. And always one I struggle with. Add in his little thing. Ooh, Bullywugs. You know, I gotta say, Nerd Hollow, that Roll20 for D&D is really nice because you can create any art that you draw. You can kind of add in as like, it's called a player handout. You just click a button, it'll say show to all players. So it's really cool to be able to say, you know, you guys wander into like a town or whatever, and just click a button and suddenly that image appears in front of everybody. So it's really neat in that respect. It's one of the things that I think I'm not at the point where I want to say like, oh, online tabletop is better than in person. No, not at all. But that's one benefit that I think that the online stuff has that I had never thought about for in person. Like I like handing out drawings and stuff, but it's really cool when you know you could just click a button and suddenly it appears in front of everybody. It's pretty neat. So we're just going to make that all black. I'm glad. I'm glad Vic was surprised. But yeah, anytime he wants, man, it's interactive here. It's all interactive stuff. So Vic, I will chat with you whatever you want, buddy. Gonna add in this belt here. Like that. Yeah, I like the idea of like I love the old Frazetta look of like the dudes in like the wide belts. You don't see that much anymore. Okay, there we go. Again, just getting it in quickie and stuff like that. Oh, good deal, Nerd Hollow. Is that the one you're talking about? It's like the dungeon hallway. It's like leading to like a door, like a spooky door. That's probably the one you're referring to. But yeah, good deal, man. Feel free to use that image in Roll20 if you want, man. Go for that too if you want. I am not a I like to share. Okay. So good, he's all kind of hunched over. And yeah, Shell, I've been doing this a lot more frequently. The using the Crow Quill stuff. Um, I've been enjoying it. Like I used to hate it. like capital H hate, you know, using a crow quill. Like we're talking like the AM computer from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Like that kind of hate towards the crow quill. Ugh. But I've started to do it as you know, inking comics. So it's kind of been, I've been enjoying it more. I like the variety of line widths that it gives you. I like the ability to be able to do ultra thin lines and then much thicker lines with just a little bit of extra pressure. I'm still not super good at it, but I'm getting better, man. Oh, I have moved off camera. You're right. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I get it. I get into the zone, the drawing zone, and tend to lose track and not watch what's happening on screen. Just add in a little bit of texture at the bottom. It's nice, very easy to make texture with the crow quill too, I think. Little lines and stuff. I dig it. Okay, cool. Get this axe in. A bearded axe, yes. And we'll make that axe bloody here. Oh, you bet your boots we will. I can just kind of dab in little blood spatters here and there. There we go. Good deal. Pardon me. All right. Keeping with our lighting, we're going to make under the belt a little darker, and then this is going to be like furry here, so let's add in like the fur texture. Nothing too big. Again, just like little lines. Happy little lines. To go with the Bob Ross thing that was mentioned earlier, it's your world. If you want to have a man in a furry loincloth here, then you make that happen. It's your world. Let's give this man a furry loincloth. And here where the legs are, we're just going to make that black. Just a nice silhouette there. Pardon me. Thank you, Nerd Hollow. Yeah, I love being able to see artists online and like their progress. You know, it's very inspiring to me. And it's something I'm very thankful that we live in this time when we can do that. When it's so easy to, you know, share and say what you will about like oversharing and people doing that, and that's fair enough. But you know, with artists and stuff like that, it's great. Very inspiring, very cool. Just I love it. Let's give him a bracer. Pardon me. some fingers. I'm always, when I'm inking too, I'm always trying to make sure that I'm not being too, what is the word I'm looking for? Too faithful to the pencil drawing. Like there has to be room, like with these fingers. I know it's hard to tell because I'm a little blurry. Sorry about that. But with the fingers, it's, as I was getting in, I was seeing, oh, they're like not right. The pencil drawing that I put in. So changing them with the ink is fine. I don't feel a need to have like complete fidelity to the underlying pencil drawing. That can lead to problems. Always be willing to change it if you need to. Okay, good deal. So let me go in now with the brush and I can fill in some of these bigger areas. I put a little X here to remind myself. Should have done it down here with the legs, but oh well. Yeah, Nerd Hollow, it's always fun to redraw stuff a little later. Going every couple of years. That's a really good tip too, to measure your progression that way. Thicker lines here for the furry bits. I almost want this texture to kind of fade into the black, so you're not entirely sure where the texture stops and just the dark parts begin. So something like that. You know, you could almost say instead of fur, it almost has a chainmail look to it. Slight touch and it would go into chainmail. So that's cool. So let's go back up to the top here and let's put in the bottom of the pec. And dark where the underarm and the ribs are there. Something like that. Good, good. Not perfect, but that's okay. There we go. That's cool. I'm happy with the figure. Hi, Jared. Hello again. You were in earlier. And hi, Robert Campbell. How are you today? Thank you, guys. I'm glad you both like them. Let's see, Robert. It's a long story. It's actually not a long story. I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh right after high school and flunked out. So from there, I spent years practicing like from book stuff. I mean, I learned a lot at the Art Institute, don't get me wrong, but comparatively, I feel like the stuff I learned on my own through like books and practice and whatnot far exceeds the stuff I was taught at the Art Institute. So any of this stuff, this was not from the Art Institute. This is all like, I read a lot of books, I practice a lot, or I try to at any rate. I always try new techniques and new things, and it's that kind of stuff. And, you know, reading online and, you know. But yeah, so yeah, that's generally my story with that. Let's see. Nerd Hollow, I agree. I'm in the same boat as you. I used to do that same kind of stuff. I wouldn't ever like shade really. And once I made more of a concerned effort to do it, it's like it turns it around so much. It helps so much. Okay, so light's coming in. That's good. We got a little shading happening. Let's add a little doodad lines here. Let's add some here. Let's thicken that up over there. Good deal. Okay, so let's get this little mini background added in here. Yeah, have you guys all seen Chasing Amy? Do you remember Chasing Amy? The movie. It's like, what does an inker do? Well, they add depth, light, and shading to an existing drawing. Oh, so you're a tracer. I always think of that. So let's add in these like dead folks here. I don't want to say dead dudes, you know. Equal opportunity murderer is Conan, so if there's an army of women, he'll mow them down too. And we're not going to go crazy with the detail here, just a couple little arms and legs and stuff like that, just to hopefully let the audience know it's a whole bunch of dead folk. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of hatching lines here in spots. And those hatch lines are eventually going to go all the way to black. We'll say our black's going to start around here. Let's make sure I'm on camera. Black around there. And then one thing I always do, or one thing to be cognizant of, especially when doing the inking stuff, is, and I'm sure this has a term, I just have no idea what it could be. But if you note, I'm going to go to black. We'll just add it in now. Over on this right-hand side of the drawing. And the edge of that shield that's there is a nice white edge, right? Like that's the light side of the shield kind of a deal. Let's add in some textury bits here. And same with like this side of his body, this side of the arm down here. It's nice and bright white, and it balances off nicely against the black. On this side where his leg is, we're going to run into problems, and in between here. So that's something to kind of always be cognizant of. Like, what can we do to make that line a little better? Make that silhouette look a little better. You know? And I don't, honestly, what's the right answer in this situation? I don't know. We're going to find out here in just a minute. That's for sure. Let's add in the arms and legs and the limbs and stuff like that. We can start kind of adding in our textures so we can go to the darkened area. Now around this edge of the axe is going to look great. We could take that to full black. Easy peasy. In fact, let's do that. So this area will be black. Let's give like a dude's head there. Sword there. Whoop. Spear up here. Got to stay on camera. Stay on camera, Colin. Whatever you do. flag right there. I don't know. Or something. So yeah, we'll take it to full black right there. What we can do is add in, let's see. Would be good. Can add in like a broken shield here. Right? So like we'll do the circular edge. Maybe add little textury bits onto that. And then that will help break that silhouette up. Well, let's go one step further. Let's add in like a helmet down here. There we go. And now I'm a little more comfortable taking this down here to full on black. Whoop. But yeah, let's see here. Pardon me. Let me read the chat. See what y'all are saying. I agree, Nerd Hollow, with that completely. As long as you're drawing, you're learning. Absolutely true. Now, I will say there is a lot to be said about pushing yourself and getting out of your comfort zone. Which is very true. But yeah, if you have no motivation into it, then you're never going to complete it. You're never going to learn anything, and that's bad. So I agree with that completely. Yoink. Okay, there we go with that. Ghoul World Order, let's see, Buzz Killer. Will I be at Living Dead weekend? You know, I don't know when it is. With all this craziness that's been happening, I am unsure at what time Living Dead will be this year in Evans City. The one that's in Monroeville Mall, I don't know much about if that's even still on or what the times are for that. Normally, I have another show that weekend. So I've never been able to do that one, but I know the Sci-Fi Valley Con weekend has changed. So it'll be interesting to see. So my answer is possibly. I know that doesn't give you too much, but that's the best I can do right now as everything's kind of up in the air. And if I'm not vending at Living Dead, then I will definitely be in attendance at some point during the weekend. If I'm around, we're planning a mini vacation and a trip to another show called IlluxCon, which is in October. So it's all going to depend. Let's give a little bit of this battlefield mist. All right, and then let's add a couple minor scars to him. We don't want to go too crazy with this, too much texture and stuff, and it's going to look really bad, but we can add little like blood spatters and cuts and wounds and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm willing to say for now, unless you guys can think of anything else you want to see added into this, I'm thinking that this one's going to be... Oop, I spoke too soon. Look at that. This area between his torso and his his arm. I tell you what, let's not make this too complicated. Let's just add a little, like that. Okay, good deal. There we go. Okay, unless you guys can think of anything else to add, I'm going to call this guy done. Let me see if I can get him in focus a little better for y'all. Maybe? Come on, camera. I know you can do it. Either way, hopefully that's okay for you. Once this dries, and I'll do this a little later on the stream, I will erase the pencil lines and I'll sign it up. And we can go in and add details and stuff with the white paint pens that I use. That's always a lot of fun. Okay. Let me get chat up in here. Yep. Nerd Hollow. I agree completely. Switching it up, doing a couple different things. And actually, speaking of which, we're going to move into... we did our fantasy drawing, so let's do something that's like kind of pulpy horror for Call of Cthulhu, or maybe even like a sci-fi drawing. We'll move into that one next. World Order. Good deal. New season of World Order in October. I'm glad you guys are still keeping with it. That is awesome. Yeah, regardless, you gotta... Content never sleeps, as they say. So that's awesome. Keep at it, you guys. Shell Illuxcon is a... it's in Philly now, or near Philly. Closer to your neck of the woods. Definitely check it out. It is the premier fantasy illustration convention. It's with all like the big name fantasy book illustrators. Like we're talking like Boris Vallejo is usually there, and Julie Bell too. They have I can't remember if it's Greg or Tim Hildebrandt is usually shows up. I met Jeff Easley there once, very briefly. So like that kind of stuff. So definitely check out Illuxcon. Awesome. It's good. I haven't been in a couple of years, so I'm looking forward to going again. Frankie, good to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thank you. Glad it looks good. Nerd Hollow, I don't know how often I'll be streaming. This is the first time I've streamed in like years, so just getting into it, and we'll try to figure it out. But if you guys enjoyed at the end of the day, then I can definitely try to do it a little bit more. We'll see. Let's see here. Thank you, Shell. Thank you. I'm glad you like the little details and stuff, and some EC pulp style stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I want to use these to turn into little stock art images to sell on like DriveThruRPG and stuff. So something that can kind of work for that would be really good for like a game. So let's see, some EC pulpy style horror stuff. Let's do... We could do like a old crone style like witch or something. Might be cool. Got a little 4x4 card. So you guys, if you have any ideas, yeah, let's do some pulpy horror thing. Think like EC Comics, think Call of Cthulhu, something like that. So throw it in the chat and we'll get to it. Let me, while I'm sitting here, cap up my ink, because that could go bad real quick. And then just beat the devil out of this brush here. There we go. Keep that aside. You don't want this stuff to dry too much. And same with the crow quill. These guys are hard to clean. Got to get the Q-tips in there, but I don't have any sitting in front of me, so we're just gonna leave it sit off to the side. Okay, let's see. Shell, I'm glad I can contribute to the betterment of everybody's lives. You know, that's what I was saying earlier. It's you know, this kind of does suck, but you know, you look for the good where you can find it, right? Gross zombie back for the grave for revenge. Jared, I love the way you think. Let's do it. Needs a familiar. You vote a crow familiar. Ooh, I love that idea, Shell. Hi, Lucid Dreams. How are you today? Let's do, I think we can do two. We'll do like a zombie and then we'll do a crow. I think that's, both of those are good. So for the zombie, I think, let's do like a terrifying kind of a zoom in on him. We're not going to do more of a full body here. Zombies are great for their details and stuff. So let's add in, just get a face roughed. Very rough. Just kind of head in. Okay, let's see. Nerd Hall, no, I've never done War of the Worlds type stuff before. Shell, I know you guys do a lot of like War of the Worlds type stuff for like Ascension Epoch and whatnot, which I think is super cool. But yeah, I've never done War of the Worlds. That would be kind of a neat thing to do. All right, gross rotting zombie. Yeah, I think I like the idea of having him be kind of like. Let's add in some like in the background there. And I think for this one, let's make it a little. Let's get a little nuts, man. Let's light him from beneath. So anything that's coming from light source here, it's going to light. So any planes like the bottom of the chin, also known as artist's Mount Everest, because good Lord, if you ever try to draw like somebody looking up and you see that bottom of the chin, oh God. Bottom of the nose. We'll give some nice deep set eyes here, like the eye sockets, make them nice and deep. And so the underside of that. Underside of the lower eyelids. A lot of artists have trouble with feet, which I totally get. No, I'm never going to say that, but to me, compared to the underside of the chin, ugh, feet are like so easy. Comparatively. All right, let's give him a couple of teeth still left in his rotting maw. Delightful. Shell, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. You guys definitely, if you're looking for stuff to read and look at, check out Ascension Epoch online. That's Shell and her husband Mike, their stuff, which is very cool stuff. Shell, go ahead and throw a link in the chat if you'd like. Frankie, man, you weren't there at Heroes Con in North Carolina. Talking about feet. Ask Nathan about that one of these days. Astro Brains. Yeah, me too, Shell. So what do you guys think? I need a little voting here. Should he have a nose, or should his nose be like ripped off and he has just like a gross, like, you know, the little nasal passages exposed? You guys decide. Also, his ear's going to be like rotting off here. Just kind of like lank hair hanging down in spots. We're going to make maybe... Also, what do you guys think? You got to tell me. Exposed brain? Like, should he have a big chunk of his head missing? That's what I need to know. Should he have a nose or just ripped off? And should he have a brain exposed? That's what I need to know. Oh, yeah. Hold on.
I heard the cursed name of Heroes Con.
Okay, let's see here. We got brain goo pouring out and ripped off nose. Good, we can do that. That's good. No nose. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, ripped off nose is good. Partial nose. Oh, Shell. Oh, no. I don't know, man. That's a big ticket item, but, you know. A wormy exposed brain? This is why I like you guys. This is all good stuff. Yeah, all right. So let's say that the nose starts to come out here, right? That's the beginning of where the nose would be. That's where it's still a little bit of bone before it turns to cartilage and then just like shears off. And you can see the nasal passage inside of there. Gross. But all right, let's put in shells too. Let's have like a little bit of chunk of nose is still available. And then the skin rip where his nose rip off goes all the way over here. So he still has his lips intact. Or some of the lips. And then this area over here and under this eye, it's all like just like... it's all like rotting tissue and muscle. Yes. Maybe a worm crawling out of that nose hole. Whew. Yep. Done. Yeah, he's all filled up with worms and stuff. He's like a cat that has a condition. He's just all filled with worms. Gross. Got to get some zombie drool going. Delightful. All right, so let's rip off a chunk of his head. And let's have mushy, wormy brains that are just like dumping out of the head. Oh, delicious. This is good, man. I'm so glad I grew up as a boy in the 1990s when they had like gross stuff was like you know, it was all over the place, right? Like you had Dr. Dreadful and Creepy Crawlers. And just like everybody was into gross stuff. I don't know if that's still a thing that's today. All right, big ol' head wound. Maggots in the mouth? Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, heroic adventure fiction. Sorry about that, Shell. I don't know why the chat does that. It's probably some kind of weird rules for YouTube. But yeah, heroic adventure fiction, all one word. Mouth filled with maggots. You guys know, I mean, he's got one eye. He doesn't need the other one. So let's make that kind of just plumping out. Mad balls, yes. Shell, exactly. It's that kind of stuff. It's like just gross and disgusting. I love it. Yeah, let's fill up this eyeball with maggots too. Or eye socket, you know. That's what I love about zombies, is like the devil's in the details, right? Like you can do all this kind of stuff. You could make it like a Dawn of the Dead zombie where it's just a regular guy who's vaguely painted blue. You could do this massive amount of like damage and rot and disgust. Like it's just so much fun. And then in the background here, let's give some like tombstones. No, you know what? I don't like the tombstones. I don't like it. I don't like it. Goosebumps and Tales from the Crypt? Heck yeah. I'm thinking we should abandon the lighting from below situation, as there's not much to light from below. I mean, he's missing most of the nose. Oh, we could still try it. Let's try it. Let's do it. Let's get right into it. Centipede or cockroach on his forehead? Somewhere both. Yes, done. Ghoul World Order. Sold. Let's do, because I want something kind of here in this region. So let's have like a big old centipede crawling out of a wound on his neck. Big, like super long one. And we're probably going to have to go in with the white paint to do most of the centipede's legs, because this area is going to be mostly black. So we'll do that a little later. And then up here, yeah, let's do some cockroaches. And I'll bring up an image of what cockroaches look like here in a minute. But yeah, some nice cockroaches there. That's a face that only a mother and everybody on this stream could love. Good. Oh, scary stories to tell in the dark? Yes. One of my favorites, man. Oh, in fact, I literally have them sitting right behind me. So, yes. Gotta keep them close. One of these days I'll just do a stream where I just show you guys all the fun like junk I have in my house. Like the Crestwood House monster books and stuff like that. Okay. So let's get into it here. We're going to start again with the Crow Quill. Let me get that nice and squared away for you guys. Where'd my sheet go? Perfect. Good. Good. He's so handsome. I'm going to say that the light then... Let me just start outlining. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. Nerd Hollow, thank you for coming by. I'm glad you enjoyed. And yeah, I'll have these up on Instagram too later today and hopefully be streaming again. So thank you very much. Let's get these little wormies. And again, I'm not being the fidelity to the pencil drawing. I view when I do ink work, the pencil drawing is more of a rough guide rather than like an IKEA blueprint that you have to follow the whole thing of. If that makes sense to anybody but me. It's just in there to kind of guide me as to where, roughly, where things are going to go and what's going to happen. Some lip areas. Yeah, let's do it. Let's light it from the bottom. From down this way and up. So that would mean that like his eyelid here is going to be in shadow. And the shadow on the eye is going to be above the lower eyelid. We're going to have our lower eyelid here that's lit. And then we're going to have the area above the eye up here. That's going to be lit too. So that means shadows kind of coming out over the top area of the cheeks. Like so. Any plane that's kind of above. The underside of the cheekbones is going to be lit. Above the brow up here is going to be dark. But this is also where his eyebrow sections are. Let's give him some crazy eyebrows. So that section's dark. And as we go up the head, it gets a little bit lighter. We're going to have the eye kind of looking at us, and I'd like to keep that kind of milky. So let's add in these fun teeth. These gnarled, nasty, like gross teeth. There's a certain freedom in drawing a zombie like this. It's so extreme that I don't have to worry about like, oh, those teeth are too long, or teeth don't fit together that way. You know, it's just like you're just going for it. The extremity kind of gives you that little bit of freedom to just do whatever you want. And in the EC style, we got to do those like drool strands that connect the teeth up. Love those drool strands. I always tried to get those when I was a kid. Never understood it as just somebody just like they do like one shot with the brush and they appear. Okay. There we go. Give this little neck wound a little bit of, what do they call it? A little English on the neck wound. So the underside of the lip is going to be lit. So I'm going to add in my little shadowy texture lines above it. And then the upper part of the chin is going to be shadowed. So we'll do it like that. Okay. There we go. And I'm not trying to even instruct you guys what I'm saying, like this needs to be lit. I'm just helping myself. Sometimes I just need to talk it out loud. Now, like we talked about in our little Conan drawing before, it's good to have darker blacks to get that contrast against lighter areas. So adding in the hair kind of streaming down here, it makes that side of the chin look really good. Okay, now I need to look up pictures of cockroaches. Pardon me for a moment. Oh, yeah, they're so adorable. Cockroaches. Okay. Let's get them put in here. Ooh. Oh. Cockroaches. Man. Do you guys remember that part of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 where Freddy turns that girl into a giant cockroach? That was disturbing. Like, very disturbing. Just see a little furry on the legs. Good deal. It did remind me of the Brundlefly. Like, at least with the Brundlefly, he's like, I guess not in control. That's not the right word. But, like, he kind of brought that upon himself. You know, and he was a scientist, like, interested in, like, what is this doing to me? But with that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, it always disturbed me because she's, like, I don't know. She's not able to, like, control it herself. I don't know. That kind of stuff just always disturbs me. Okay, so again, the eyelid area going to be very dark. The above area, nice and dark. And then, like Junji Ito, let's have these maggots gush forth. Beauty. Look at that. They're just, like, he's just so filled with maggots. Delicious. Okay. Those jewel strands weren't working for me. They were bugging me. Okay, a little worm army bits. And now his gaping, sucking head wound. Wonderful. So guys, this has definitely got me in a horror mood. So I want to watch some horror movies tonight. Give me your recommendations. These gnarly old brains in here. And all his worms. If I was a zombie with worms, I would name them. I would give them all little names. I'd talk to them constantly. Creepshow. That is a good one. I want my cake. That's a good call. Creepshow. The first one. Definitely no disrespect to the second one, but the first one is better by far, I think. And the third one is not worth mentioning or talking about, he said as he mentioned it and talked about it. Deathmobile. Nice. All right. So let's do lank hair coming down. Let's get that ear being pulled off. Mm. Add in some shading on the upper part here. We don't have to take that to full black, but we can get it pretty dark. Now we can start to add in where the hair is going to be. And the shading on top of the head. Never done anything with Zipatone, which I'd like to. Rather than adding in all this hatching and, you know, the manual hatching and stuff like that. It would be kind of fun to work with Zipatone, like old school comic style. One of these days, I'll have to get it. Hello, Nathan. Thank you very much. That is the goal here. We're doing an EC style zombie, so yes, you hit the nail on the head, my friend. All right, let's give him a neck wound, and then we're going to draw a centipede coming out of it. And as this is going to be mostly black through here, we're going to save the leggy bits for the white paint pen, which we'll do here. So again, light coming from below. We're going to have black mostly through here. Yoink. Black's there. Black's here. And then this area where his muscles coming up, we're going to make that darker this way. Like as such. Okay. Pumpkinhead. All right. Shell, that's a good suggestion. Again, Pumpkinhead 1. Although the second one's not too bad. I have a soft spot for it. So Creepshow, Pumpkinhead, Drag Me to Hell is a fun one. And Predator. I just watched Predator, I don't know, around Christmas time. So I feel like that's fresh for me. It's definitely got a big open spot there. Let's do something with that. There we go. Let's give him some hair hanging down kind of in front of that ripped off ear. All right, let's go in with the brush. We can add in the spot blacks here. As such, it's going to make that chin really pop out, which is something I like. And there's a happy accident. Nice. Okay. Get this in, filled in. Ooh, beauty. Take some of these areas to full on nice, deep, rich, matte black. Beautiful. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. Next up, let me go ahead and start putting in some of the background here, which isn't going to be much. Just like a misty graveyard mist. And if we want, so it'd be this area, that would come in this way and cover this, this. Yeah, let's do it that way. So come in this way. Okay, let's see here. Let me catch up. Yeah, Poltergeist ending. Yeah, a little nutty. Yeah, Shell, I think that's what I'm gonna have to try, the adhesive ones. Thanks, Ghoul World Order. That would be nice, believe me. And then that would mean this is black here. Okay. Then we can add in these spot blacks. I don't know how this is gonna look, guys. This is gonna be a little nuts. This is gonna be an experiment. Let's do it. It might look like absolute garbage. But you know, sometimes you just gotta take the risk, man. Risky business. And just kind of pop it in this way. Now, if I was going for a multi-tone, I would water down my black inks to make it kind of a gray. And I might go over the white line parts with that. But for now, we're just going to keep it alternating stripes of black and white. Let's see. Zombie itself is a happy accident. Correct, Shell. Even, you know, I'd love to play a D&D Necromancer that's his whole shtick. The zombies always come out and he's like, oh, I never know when it's gonna come out. And then it's like, it's either like some kind of insane rotting thing, or it's like one of the zombies from Fido, or you know, it's one of those blue-faced ones from Dawn of the Dead. You never know what you're gonna get. Creating the zombies like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know how I feel about this Cemetery Mist, honestly. The black and white stripes. I genuinely don't. But what we can do is, I don't know, maybe add in some, a little bit of texture on them. See if that helps. I don't know if it will or not, but you know what? Sometimes you got to shoot for the moon, and if you fail, if you don't make it, then you're still in outer space, so that's good, right? Okay. Let's sidebar this one for now. Let's spend the last couple of minutes that we have here. Beat the devil out of it. Let's go back to our Conan drawing. Yeah, one of the best things too with art I always do is like I just set it aside and don't look at it, even if for a couple of minutes, and you can come back and touch things up. So let's set that aside. Let's go back to our Conan drawing. Which again, sorry it's so blurry, guys. And I can go in and start erasing chunks of the pencil. With any luck, this is dry. So far, mostly dry, which is good. Yoinks. And there it is. Okay, so next up, now that we're back to this, I'm going to go in with my paint pans. Jared, that's exactly what I was going for. Like you turn and then it's like, I heard something, and they turn and it's like, that's the next panel. They're like, there's something outside the window. What is it? And, oh, Buzzkiller. Yeah, that would be great. Conan does fight a good chunk of zombies and stuff, too, in the comics especially. He's always up against, like, undead menaces and necromancers and stuff. So, yeah, that would be great. Okay. So this is my Molotow paint pen. I love this thing. You can hear it. It's got a little bead in there to keep it, keep the paint fresh. It is refillable, which I love. And then to get it started, you kind of, this is a fine tip. This is the 1mm tip. Kind of press in on it and you kind of pump it a couple times and it'll start flowing. And it's very, what I love about this is the paint is very opaque. It goes over black like just really nicely, and which I find to be key. So it's got that fine tip, it's got that nice ink, and now we can go in and we can add in some detailing and stuff like that here. Just a couple of things I think we need to do. I think we need to differentiate his axe head. So I'm going to put like just a little line down there. Same with back here. That should help that axe head pop out a little bit. And then I'd also like to keep the edge of his hair on that side especially a little more pronounced there. And just like in little spots here and there where it needs it. Just to give it a little pop. Good deal. Okay, that was pretty easy, and then we can sign it up here. Easy po-peasy. This one didn't need a ton of the white paint, honestly. Sometimes you can use it for like in the hair and stuff like that to add in highlights. It's a lot of fun if you just fill in a spot black. Like if his hair was all black, I'd fill it in just completely black and then hit it with the white paint to make the streaks. Would be great. Let's go back to our zombie friend. I can still see a wet spot right there, so we're going to let that dry up a little more. But I will start erasing around the chin area. I think we can do that. We can add on the little bits to the that centipede coming out of his neck wound. Okay, so I want to make sure that I use my dust brush. Don't touch the black and brush down. Don't touch the wet spots. and that's pretty good. For instance, with that I was saying, let me go ahead and fill in these gaps here where his drool is, and I'll give you an example. We'll give that a minute to dry up. And I can draw in the drool line specifically with the paint. But let's go in. Let's get that little centipede ear. Let's give him adorable little mandible jaws and some... There we go. Yeah, little leggies. There we go. That makes him a little more centipede-y. Here, let me see if I can... Man, I do not know why my camera is so out of focus today. I apologize, guys. You know what? Just realized I'm going to go in with one of my pens here. Need some shadow lines just under the eye here. Like so. Okay, good deal. Let's try to erase this section up here. There we go. Really dusting that off without hitting the black and smearing it and ruining the whole thing? See, I'm glad I'm keeping you on the edge of your seat, Shell. You paid for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge every time I dust off my drawings. Okay. So we'll give that another minute here to dry up. Just keep seeing little parts I need to erase. There's areas here that I screwed up on with the cockroaches. So I can give little lines there that'll erase those black edges, which is good. Going in here, we can add in like little gross textury bits here. In the hair, we can add in some additional lines like that. And then in areas where the black touches black, it's nice to do kind of an outline there. What's nice is ink's so permanent, but like that middle section, if we wanted to, we could use, once the white's dry, go in over that with some ink, clean that up. So like you can do a lot with it. Touch areas up that need touched up. Little extra texture lines and stuff. Fun stuff here. I think we need a little bit of texture on the forehead. This is the O1 pen. It is ultra fine. This way I can go and add some texture lines and some hatching. Right on the top there. And hopefully that should make the bugs stand out a little further. They were kind of getting lost in the shuffle there. We can do this in other spots too. How about over here on the side where you're not getting as much light on the edge of the cheek? Just kind of helps with that shading, I think. Just a wee little bit. Yeah, Jared, definitely. The Molotow paint pens, these are like a game changer. The jelly rolls are nice. Don't get me wrong. They work relatively well. But after you draw with them, even on dry ink for a little bit, they start to get the black and smear them around. And like my 05 one, it's very hard to get it. That's 08, 08, 05. I'll try to sign my name with the 05. This is actually working relatively well, but you can see I'm in the L and it's like so hard to get any juice out of it. There we go. So, but the Molotow just works so well. And like I said, you can buy refills. They come in all different sizes. You can change out the nibs. So I really like it. Let's finish up. We got about 5 minutes left, guys. So I'm going to finish up here real quick. Yeah. Let's see if I can get it in focus. Fun stuff. All right. So I enjoyed it. So we got Conan. We got our zombie. I'm going to name him William Gaines. There we go. Pumped up the menace. Yes, Nathan. Pump up the menace. Pump up the jams. That's what I'm gonna do. See, it would be good to even add like additional shading back here. We could do, you know, stuff like that. So it's good. It's fun to play with and just keep adding stuff. I don't know when to quit. Just enough to get it slightly textured. But yeah, there we go. I need to call that done. William Gaines? Oh yeah. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys all for joining. We got about 5 minutes left, so we can just doodle around. I'll noodle a bit for a minute. I don't want to get into a full drawing. So, first one to yell out something they want to see me draw in 5 minutes. Go. First one in the chat gets it. I'll grab my sketchbook. So these two little drawings will be great for little stock arts I can throw up online. And that's terrific. So a lot of fun with that. And I need to zoom way out. I wish I could get this into focus. It's okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Oh, Shell, I'm glad to help. I can't imagine how it is with having a toddler. Gargoyle, Ghoul World Order. Nathan, I'm so sorry, man. You just got beaten out by zero point 0.0 seconds, apparently. But Buzzkiller, you got it. First up, Gargoyle, and that's something I can do in 5 minutes. So let's 5 minutes on the clock. Let's do a cool Gargoyle. Now, I'm not going to try to do the Gargoyle from the movie Gargoyles, as I'd have to look up reference and stuff like that. No, I don't like that. So I'm just going to draw like a regular old grinning gargoyle. Like you'd find on Notre Dame Cathedral. Voiced by Jason Alexander, singing a song about Quasimodo being different or whatever. Shell Chibi Thulo. Chibi Thulu. I like the idea. I do. Maybe next time we'll get into it. Gargoyles always have big eyes, right? Nice big old peepers. Did you guys ever see the Tales from the Dark Side, the movie? There is a segment, I think it's the third segment, involves a gargoyle. And it's a cool design. It's real weird. That's a great movie. I love horror anthology movies. Tales from the Dark Side's good. It's kind of underappreciated. I don't think it's as good as Creepshow, but it's definitely got its moments. I watched a ton of Tales from the Dark Side when I was a kid. Okay. Yeah, Tommy Chong's daughter. Word up to Tommy Chong. Okay, let's give him some shoulders here. Gargoyles are in that the gargoyle pose, I guess you'd call it. Hope I'm still on screen here down at the bottom. Kind of doing that. Hands together like they're perched. And I got the knees up. Again, this is just a super quick one. And then the wings coming down. Let's give them some like cool hooks on the wings. Very sweet. And then if I had time, I would light this sucker. I would light him up real nice for you. But unfortunately, we are out of time for today, guys. I had a blast. Let me check the chat finally. Nathan, I agree with you about that gargoyle segment. It's really good. It is probably the most... It's probably the most well done. It always bums me out, though, at the end of it. And it's the old like Japanese fable updated to modern times. Let's see. The Ultimate Warrior roaming your house shell. Oh my god. That's kind of awesome though, because the Ultimate Warrior is the best. I think for Halloween, this is just my vote. Victor should go as the Ultimate Warrior, like with the pink and green armbands and like I'm just throwing it out there for you. You do what you want with it. And then a plant like that could take over the world. Oh yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the stream for today. Thank you all so much for joining and hanging out with me and for the suggestions. I really had a good time with it. It feels good to be getting back into it, doing some streaming stuff, and always good to do art. Always good to hang out with you guys. Keep looking at my social media stuff because I'd like to do this again. I'm not sure when though. Maybe I'll try for once a week or maybe a couple times a week as everybody's chilling at home. It's the least I can do to do my part to keep everybody entertained while we're all staying inside. So yeah, keep posted for that and check out the social media, Instagram and Facebook tonight for the scans of the 2 drawings we did today. I'm going to get them posted here as soon as I can. So very cool. Thanks again, guys. Hang in there. Stay safe. Stay home if you need to. Draw more. Play games. All that fun stuff. I don't know. That's it, guys. I never know how to end these things, so I'm just going to say good night and stop streaming. So take care, everybody. Goodbye.